Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Oh,
I went to open the window and it has no way to stay open, so I opened it and it just slammed shut and I just walked away. I was like,
perfect.
open it, slam, and I just went, okay, bye.
I had to take off one of my gloves because I need to be able to like work the computer, and I'm not wearing any hand makeup, and I just want to put that out there right now.
Wait a minute. You're wearing leather gloves though? Doesn't that like work on a screen?
These don't because they're genuine Italian leather. Yeah,
Kim Chi taught me this. If you have like a cheap, shitty opera glove on, like a drag glove, you
yeah,
can lick it and
yeah.
that operates your phone.
I'm
And it's
not
kind of
licking
gross.
leather. I'm not licking the leather, honey.
I'm not licking the leather.
No,
I'm not licking the leather.
save that for my male fans over the age of 60. They like to lick the leather.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, let's talk turkey.
Well, this is what it takes.
Yep. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was too busy reading my book. Our book, in fact. Wow.
Our book, you guys, many of you signed up for this weeks ago probably, and thank you for scheduling it in your calendar and making time, taking time out of your busy work schedules, ironically, to talk about working.
And I know I'm not the only one with a case of the Mondays.
It's Monday.
It's Monday.
But you know what? Monday is kind of like the drag queen Saturday, don't you think? Because there's like not many drag shows on Saturdays.
I don't think it's for you since you're doing a show tonight.
Girl,
It's very much a Monday for you.
can I say too, I have not performed by myself in so long now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
What are you gonna do if you don't have that?
I'm
that
nervous.
smell of my cigarettes and dumpling smell from my breath? Are you gonna be disoriented?
Well, for the past like 3 years, it's either been me and the band
Yeah.
or it's me and you and Kelly. And so
Yeah.
this is my first time doing like a solo program in a long time. I was out there doing sound check with my guitar and I was like sweating. I was like, oh, why did I used to do this?
Well, we have a surprise for you. You won't be alone tonight. You will be joined by Melissa Etheridge. Imagine if Melissa Etheridge came on the stage and joined you. Would you shit yourself? Would you shit yourself?
To be honest, I would cry. That album, Yes I Am was like,
How about no?
when I
I'm
was
not.
like coming into my gayness and learning guitar. Plus,
Yeah.
all her songs are about like that album was about like secret, passionate, like I love you and no one knows.
Shh.
Shh.
Well,
so I have to ask you a question.
please.
We're here at Premier Collectibles,
We sure are.com.
and I want to know, honest to gosh, because I don't say God, we don't swear. Shh. Honest to gosh, why did you want to write a book about working?
Well, funny you should ask that question, because sometimes when we want to do something, we find out quickly or later on that that's actually not what we wanted to do. But in my professional life, I have stopped asking the question, do I want to do this? And then I just say yes to life. So when the opportunity presented itself, every fiber of my being, every cell, every nucleus in every cell of my body screamed out, no. The mitochondria screamed out, no, don't do it, Jackie. And the cell walls said, we're not doing that. But then I said, you know what? Push the override button, say yes to life.
Well, what you're telling is a beautiful story that has to do with me making you write this book.
Yes, that's the short answer.
We're talking about like
my business partner bullied me. She bullied me into being a literary phenomenon. Yeah.
When you talk about like, situations, certain circumstances, what you really mean is me going.
Yeah. The hair.
You're gonna write this fucking book.
Hairbrush at my neck, and you're like, yeah.
But you know what? Could you imagine if I wrote it myself? It'd be all these, nose to the grind, like do's and don'ts of how to succeed in business with really trying.
The capitalist manifesto is what it would be, So you needed a counterpoint in there. Yeah.
Yes, and so I needed you because I needed to be like, well, there's always this type of employee, and then there's the other type.
There's the one with only one leather glove on, and you know what she's doing with that bare hand and the linguine, the fettuccine Alfredo.
Yes. By the way, hi to everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining us.
Oh my God, happy Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. Are you rising?
The power of all of you to not just watch us, but in fact, I'm trying to see who types the fastest because there could be a stenography career in your future. Wait, can I ask a question? Is courtroom stenography, is it a normal typewriter?
I believe that has gone the way of typewriters in that no.
That's
I
not even a job anymore?
well, I'm assuming in these days of like audio recordings, it could be. I'm not sure. I haven't been in court in quite a while. Um, but but I do know now that the courtroom sketches, when it is a closed courtroom, that it's quick drying oil paints. It's oil pastels instead of charcoal or pencil.
Now, do they do that because in the news they need something to show, but they can't take pictures?
Exactly. That's why you always see like the murderer was so, and then it's just a tasteful nude with the breasts blurred out.
Oh my gosh, that's so great. Oh, somebody says Marinette County had one of them in the courtroom. Girl, I'm
What,
from
in
Marinette County.
1975?
Well, I will say everything in Northeast Wisconsin was built in the 70s and has not been updated.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that 70s show was shot in Milwaukee, and I think there's a reason.
3 weeks
Or it's
ago.
supposed to take place in Milwaukee. Oh, somebody says Katya looks fierce. Aw.
Wait, do I look like a fierce published author? I feel like this hair is authorial.
I think absolutely. It feels like, but you know what it feels like? It feels like you write, she slipped off her Houston gown. She
Yeah.
looks stunning.
Yeah. He thrust his purple-headed warrior into her quivering mound of love pudding.
Yeah, do you remember in 10 Things I Hate About You when it's Allison Janney and she's the principal and like her side gig is writing erotic fiction? So like the kids, so whenever the students are leaving the room, she's typing and it's like she put her hand on his bratwurst. His
Always
brat.
the member. Always his member. I love the PG euphemisms for genitalia. Member is a big one. His turgid member, his swollen member,
His member? Members only?
membership club, honey. Members only. But joke's on
Jeez.
her though, because today in this day and age, that principal gig would have been her side gig. That romance book business is mucho dinero. Mhm.
Well, is it really? Is it like Secret Rich? Are those people
No,
secret
no, no.
rich?
If you have the, because it's such a huge genre that is not critically acclaimed, but people sure do gobble those books up at the beach and elsewhere.
I remember in the public library when I was a kid in Crivitz, Wisconsin, there
Mhm.
was the like romance section. And I remember even as a kid who was like repressed sexually,
Mhm.
not that children need to be expressing
I was
themselves
gonna say,
sexually,
what
but I
age are
mean,
we
like,
supposed to be
I knew I was
expressive
gay and I was
sexually?
embarrassed. I knew I
Yeah,
was gay and I was embarrassed.
yeah.
And there was the romance section, and I remember the covers of like oil painted torsos on a cliff, like blowing in the wind, and the woman like at his legs, and
Yes.
the title would be like, you know, her passionate truth.
Yeah, yeah. Forgiven promises. Yeah. They kind of sound like rejected Cinemax movie titles.
Oh yeah, or like somebody got a little too emotional down at the Sweethearts Factory when typing up the messages for Valentine's Day and those little hearts. Could you imagine if one of those little hearts said turgid member?
They probably should. I mean, I imagine they probably say more vulgar things these days. They probably say big hard cock.
Big hard cocks. You know, I will say, because this is a book about work, we didn't talk as explicitly about sex as we wanted to because we were trying
Well,
to keep it work appropriate.
exactly, because in this day and age, and it's now more than ever. Well, I mean, you do speak for
There is,
yourself,
yeah,
honey,
there is some
for
sex here.
yourself. Sex sells. Yeah,
It
so does
does.
planking. And this is a very tantalizing picture, not exactly safe for work. However, there are no
Know
nipples.
this.
I know. No beaver shot in there. They wouldn't let us do it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Was it supposed to be pussy out?
Well, yeah, because it's, I wanted to be true to life. But I think that, me not having a pussy kind of presented a little bit of a challenge.
An anatomical issue.
Oh, but it's all about the pictures. It is really all about the pictures.
Oh, Jimbo looks so good.
Drag her.
Drag her slipping on that true fucking tea bitch. Wait, can we swear? I did it. I did it already.
Here at premiercollectibles.com, we don't necessarily endorse the views of the authors, especially as they hurl obscenities at the computer screen.
Yes. Now, do you think I look nice in bangs?
I think you look suspicious in this very orange glow.
It's the lighting in here is mellow yellow.
It's pumpkin spice. It's pumpkin spice.
It's pumpkin spice, and it's, well, this kind of warm, real light bulb lighting is actually really nice for putting makeup on, but on camera you do look bright yellow.
Yeah, you're giving yellow fever. You're giving it's good though. It's gold and it's gold winning performance. I like that dress.
Well, it's off the rack. Can you believe it?
Off what rack?
You
Off
know,
one rep.
not every girl can just go into a store and find something in her size, but can you
Your
believe it?
jugs look enormous, obscene, in fact.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with
What
my
do you mean
body.
you don't know?
I don't know what I'm doing with my body. When I have smaller boobs on lately, I feel better.
Well, right.
Like I think the character of Trixie's getting a breast reduction soon,
Oh,
and I need people
excellent.
to support me in that. Like, you know, and
Excellent.
when I get my size A's, I want people to be like, she's natural. She's like getting back to herself.
From bimbo to bee sting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and it's just going to draw attention. It's going to make me more pear-shaped. So everybody who's an ass person is going to love that because I'm going to be very like bowling pin.
Yes. Well,
But listen,
I don't.
pears are sexy. Hourglasses are sexy.
Mm.
What's the version of reverse pear? So like big shoulders, big boobs.
That would be a Marvel, like a The Rock.
Yeah, I guess it's male, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or
The
like,
Rock.
but then again, explain my body out of drag. I don't see this.
I mean, I
Girl,
don't think.
when I saw the chiropractor in Australia,
Yeah.
he said, or where were we? America, or whatever. He was like, well, out of drag, your body has like an hourglass shape. And I said, okay, so what about in drag? Like he said it like you're more hourglass out of drag, you fucking bitch. And he said that it means as a man that you have a really weak core. And
Work.
I also said, well, I've been wearing like steel corsets for like 15 years. So it could also be slowly molding my body.
I mean,
I
unless
look
you're.
like I look like a toothpaste that somebody squeezed in the middle.
No, 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 no. I think he was trying to gently suggest that you transition tomorrow and be a full-fledged woman because that is your destiny.
Oh, somebody said stalk of broccoli. I guess that's a flattering way to say that shape.
Oh, that's totally flattering.
Everybody wants to be called a stalk of broccoli,
When I
right?
get catcalled on the 101, hey, you stalk of broccoli, I'm gonna chop you up and saute
I'm
you.
gonna chop you up, whore. Are you daddy's little whore? Is that what they say? I think they say.
How about dirty talk? We do cover it in the book.
How about this?
Oh, speaking of dirty talk, that's not delivery mama, that's DiGiorno.
Well, this is the chapter where you talk about the importance of tipped laborers and how they can truly save lives.
Yeah, and of course there are great liberties are used to communicate points in an exaggerated way. I feel like that's called hyperbole, and I do at one point compare missing icing from a delivery. I compare that to a very horrible national tragedy, which I don't regret, and but it drives home the point that sometimes the people, driving around delivering pizzas are the real heroes of America.
Yeah, and also, satire is taking the truth and picking the darkest version of that and exaggerating it. So I will say more than our last book, and I love our last book. In this one, I think we cut some real actual tea a lot more though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We that tea is fermented and it's served hot and fresh.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, Oprah. Dr. Phil. I was watching a Dr. Phil. I've been hate watching Dr. Phil.
Speaking of, yeah, now he's written some books.
Girl, I mean, if he's not a conservative dressed up as a moderate, I don't know what is, bitch.
Oh, I don't think he's even bothering with moderate dress these days. He is just a quackaroony.
Yeah,
Doctor of what, by the way? Doctor of what?
Doctor of what? Girl, girl, soak up what? What about her?
That bullshit in your mouth? All pink.
Mama, it's fucking on brand. Oh shit, they're everywhere. But the bag was open.
Oh, we will address the element in the room for a moment. A moment of deep, heartfelt silence to Leslie Jordan, who has passed away today.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if I was just online for a little bit, and God damn it, the internet is so wild. This incredible actor passes away, and of course, none of these little fools and cretins can stop shutting the hell up about you. What the fuck? That is some wild shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel weird about death, and I feel very private about it. So I don't know. Death freaks me out. I mean, death freaks everyone out, but I feel rather private about it.
Yeah.
The number of personal texts I got today was very sweet, but also like
bizarre.
A lot.
Bizarre. People have no chill, but R.I.P. legend.
Yeah.
Fun
But also,
fact.
like, just because you know someone, you don't deserve a version of publicly processing it that they want you to engage with.
Thank you. And the Laugh Factory, just 3 blocks up the street, you know what they do when a comedian dies? They say, R.I.P. so and so, make God laugh.
I don't like that either.
That's like working after death. Now that's hell.
Hey, working girls.
Working.
You know,
That sound is God gonna pay your ass for those jokes? I don't think so, honey.
I don't think so. Didn't
I
say the magic word. Uh.
Trixie, I'm so curious to know if you'd be willing to read a passage or two from the book. I'm not sure if that's allowed if we're infringing upon copyright, but I wonder.
Um,
I know that I would love to do that.
It's in that pocket. I didn't
Oh,
hear you
I'm
because
gonna
someone was talking to me. I'm so sorry.
I'm so
this
sorry.
is a tough one. I'm gonna use my ungloved
Are
fingers.
you kidding? That looks. I love that picture.
The wig is a
You
little
look
challenging.
really good in red hair. I mean, I know you're a blonde, but you do look really good in red hair.
Really good at what? Being
You
ugly?
look good in red hair. Look how hot I look in all black. Does everyone want to fuck me or what?
Oh my God, absolutely. And guess what? You can have this book signed, honey, if you go to premiercollectibles.com/working, and you can order a signed by both of us copy of this very erotic, educational, and very informative, wonderful book.
Oh yes. Oh yes, America.
And
Oh
here's the
yeah.
thing about books, they don't go bad. I mean, you can't get them wet, but you can read it again and again. It's got a nice hardcover. You could whack a cockroach against the wall with it.
And can I say, I don't want to out us, but you and I endeavored to write a longer book. And what did we manage? About 6 more pages?
Oh no, look, see, it's the first book was about this thick, and then this book is about this thick. See? It's about triple the size.
But seriously, we like I thought, writing is a lot of work. Anybody out there who's ever written anything is a lot of work. So in your mind, you're like, wow, this is so long. Like I've written a lot. And then when it gets printed in a book, you're like, so we
Lovely
managed
pamphlet.
Cheesecake Factory menu.
Lovely pamphlet.
Lovely pamphlet.
Yep. Lovely. Yeah, it would be great
But can I just say this? And I don't like to get heated because it's not my way. But the number of people, our friends, I just had a friend from high school just now ask me about when my book comes out. And she goes, you ghost wrote it, right? I said, no. Why does everybody think that we didn't write these books?
I think because people have an assumption that beautiful blonde women are nothing but talentless hacks who can't manage to string even one coherent sentence together.
People are really, really wild. People are really wild. Well, I think should we engage with some questions? We have some kind of pre-asked questions. So if you spam questions in the chat, that's your life. But we do have pre-asked questions.
We do.
But in my experience with live chats, you can't tell anybody anything. So
no, you certainly can't.
Good luck, Gina and Debbie. Get
Wait,
those
can
fingers
I read something
going.
first? I really want to read something first, please. Just a small selection.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I want to talk about, so the working girl, obviously, right? So we go through different styles of girl bossing, some from movies, some from real life. And I picked Tess McGill, who is played by Melanie Griffith in the film Working Girl.
Mm-hmm.
With a head for business and a bod for sin, Melanie Griffith's iconic Tess McGill is the ultimate Cinderella story for late 80s capitalism. And of course, her story inspired the title of this very helpful and informative book. She dresses for the job that she wants by stealing the dress that she needs. She'll stop at nothing in order to get what and who she wants, namely a corner office in Harrison Ford's giant dong. She's a lone wolf. What?
Oh, I thought you were done. Go ahead. I did. You paused. I was ready to
It was for a dramatic effect, but I will take the cue, honey.
Now, when you read the book, there is a whole missing page, and it's so you're supposed to dramatically.
You pause, and then you get out your pencil or a pen, and then you fill in the rest.
Absolutely.
It's very interactive, this book.
Interactive. The other thing they don't tell you about a book is you think it's going to be you wrapped in like a blanket, sort of like Sandra Bullock, The Lake House.
Yeah,
Blair St. Clair or Sandra Bullock, The Lake House.
Yeah.
And instead, it's a lot of writing and a lot of photo shoots. It's a lot of drag.
Yeah.
It's a lot of drag.
It's a lot of people with certain firearms pointed to the back of your head saying, you have to write a paragraph or I'll kill you.
I know. It's rough. But you know what else is great? You and I have had our dream jobs, and we've had a bunch of jobs that were not our dream jobs. And I think it's interesting that we find ways to complain about our dream job, and we have mostly a lot of positive memories too about shit jobs, because it really comes down to who you work with,
Yeah.
the vibes. The vibe of a job is very important. Sometimes the vibe is just not right.
And sometimes, when you have people in your life who it's like they go from job to job and like apartment to apartment, roommate to roommate, they have such a horrible string of bad luck. You have to ask yourself, is it me? Am I the bad person? Or is just every job in every apartment and every place I've ever been horrible? What can
It
you
is,
bring to the job that's joyful?
sadly, I think it is us.
I know it's me for sure.
If you think it's you, it is you. It's sort
No,
of like if you think you smell your armpit,
yeah.
you do.
I'll take a rainbow and turn it into black diarrhea in 2.5 seconds.
I saw that clip you shared on the internet.
The director told me to take it down.
Did he really?
And more or less.
That's good thing. I love that we're like, don't copyright our book, but we will share scenes from an unreleased film.
No, it's released. It's just on streaming.
You know what? I think that you have done them a lot of free promo. You're welcome.
Well, I was very moved by it. I've been thinking about it every single day because sometimes I'll be in my kitchen, I'll scream, black diarrhea.
Oh my God. Lily Hall in the chat says, I worked at a Party City. It was my first job. That is a crazy first job to have.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I managed one. Dorothy's was not exactly Party City, but maybe like Party Village.
Did you see the gay man Halloween costume?
I sure fucking did. It's hysterical.
Did you see the
rainbow? Is that really supposed to be you?
I don't think it's supposed to be me. I don't
that
know
famous?
Trixie. I think it's funny that it's a 60s. It's a Leg Avenue costume that's like a 60s dress, and it's called Trippy Trixie. I didn't invite Legs, Avenues, or the 60s, but I just think it's fun.
I wish Elegant Moments had ripped you off. That's a real.
Wait a minute. Tina Ray says, sharing your experiences help others to self-reflect. You have an excellent point.
Mama, a problem shared is a problem cut in half.
A cock shared is a cock fucking cut in half. What about me? Okay, this is me as RuPaul. Do you see it? I see it.
Let me just put on my glasses here. I do.
It is a fuller figured RuPaul.
Yeah, she's a blonder, heavier version. But you know what though? That very photo was taken by the one of the very legend who took that shot that original campaign for Viva Mac Glam.
That's right. Okay, yes, the photographer who shot that picture, Albert Sanchez, is the same person who shot the real RuPaul Viva Glam ad. So that was very. I was like, are you having flashbacks? He was like, no.
He's
Not
like,
at all, bitch.
He's like, I can't believe you're trying to go for that, but hey, we'll do it. I mean,
he's like, you think this is who now? Okay, perfect. Oh my God. Can I just show you this situation when I got funny and threw these?
Mm-hmm. I can't see it. Hold on. Oh,
there's just candy all over the floor.
Oh,
I did what I did.
Did you
Let's
show me
some questions? By the way, we do have the signed book, and we really, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Sitting and signing a lot of books is actually a lot of work, and we did personally sign all of them. So get into that. Mm-hmm. I watched Halloween Ends on my iPhone in bed while I signed him.
That's a multitasker for the I brought mine into the theater during Terrifier 2 and signed them.
Shut up, you wish. This person says, what are your favorite pictures in the book?
Oh, what a wonderful question. I'm going to have to open up to my favorite. Oh, yeah, baby. I know exactly what picture it is.
What are your favorite pictures in the book? I mean, I have to say, oh God, there's a lot of really good ones.
Yeah, there's a lot.
We're talking like ones where we actually look gorgeous or ones that make me laugh. I mean, it's two things, but.
Oh my God, where is it? This is real exciting.
Is it this? Because mine is this.
That's what I was looking for. God damn it. Oh, that is she is
love the shade.
She is an adjunct professor of women's studies at SUNY Purchase. She recently laid off, although she'll say it's a sabbatical. And she loves to read. She loves to watch movies, and she has a very active life online after 10 p.m. every night.
A very rich interior life.
Very rich interior life. Now, speaking of, you see that?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know,
your passion.
photo shoots are a lot of work.
They really are, and it's not all fun.
They sound fun, but after you're about 20 years old, they're not fun
The
anymore.
gloves are off. Um,
I
no,
remember, do you remember early in drag when you'd have a photo shoot and it was like, I have a photo shoot Saturday.
I would never.
I'm gonna get a whole look ready.
I never did that, but because I'm too lazy. There's so much work, and then you have to like. It's so unfulfilling in the moment, and then you have to trust that the photographer knows what they're doing because all of this is got to be. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why we get Albert, because Albert blasts us within an inch of our lives.
And there's
Or
a. I can show you just kind of magic, what kind of magic Albert's up to.
or John Sams, who shoots all the cosmetics campaigns, he blasts me within an inch of my life.
It's like, okay, so this, look at this. Look how gorgeous. This is my Llewellyn Crandall fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know about the wig line pre the shop. It was a lasagna baked at 425 for 3 days. And this is flawless. Flawless McGillicuddy.
So what you're saying is he's not just a photographer, he's a painter of light.
No, I'm saying he's a dark magician, a warlock, because I don't know what he did and
He's
how
doing
he did it.
Netflix The Sandman.
Yeah, this exactly. This is exactly. This is Lord of the Rings shit.
Okay, this question comes from Taylor in Chicago, Illinois. What is a job or profession that you think you would be actually horrible at?
The other for me, it
Drag.
would be the other question.
I think you'd be pretty bad at drag.
I think there's probably no profession that I wouldn't be bad at.
That's not true. I could see you later in life getting really into some sort of like, I don't want to say retreat, but some
Carjacking?
sort of
Oh,
retreat.
you mean retreat from the living plane?
No, like come here. It's a leadership looking
A cult?
within, like a
Kimberly.
goopy,
Uh-huh.
placeless sort of
Like a
like.
charlatan, swindling, naive.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
But whether or not it's real, people are very transformed by those. So whether or not what you do is real, if they go there and believe something real happens, something real, it's real.
I'm gonna offer a nebulous service to people who are in need of something at a premium price.
You're gonna have people jerking off in yurts.
See, I don't love all that. I think I would love to be an anesthesiologist.
Oh, so just like something light, not too much
I mean, because
responsibility.
I don't want to do too much school or training, but I don't want to really talk to people, but I want to be in the room and I want to make sure that they're asleep when they're getting cut open, and then I'll bring them back when it's done. How hard could it be?
It seems scary. Do
Nah.
people? Is this dumb? Is it possible to wake up in the middle of your surgery before,
Of
like on accident?
Of course it is.
I'm sure there's some. I'm sure before you wake up, though, there's some signs. You don't just like, oh,
No, they usually go. People are snoring when they're getting. They go like, honk shoe, me, honk shoe, and then when that stops, that's when you know they're about to bolt upright.
interesting. I think I would be pretty. To be honest, when I was a server, I wasn't great. It's a lot of multitasking, and it scares me. People scare me. Serving scared me a lot.
So
I would have nightmares about serving.
I'm right there with you. I
never still have nightmares about like going up to a table and being like, "Can I get you started?" There's something about the initial interaction, and also all people do is talk about the server at a restaurant, and all the servers do is talk about their tables. So it's this weird like mean girls of like, I hate you, you hate me, but you're hungry and I need money, and like here we are.
Yeah, that's the push and pull, the horrifying push and pull of our capitalist society, and there's nothing we can do about it.
It's scary, but if I ever had to do that again, it was hard. I was a shot girl for a while too. Like a shot girl was easy.
Shot girl at a circuit party?
No, drag. Like I would be in drag, walking around with a table of tray of shots. I worked at this bar and they were like, we'll make you the shots. Like if you buy the tray of shots at price, you can keep whatever you sell, basically.
Wait, what? You buy the tray?
Well, this is how bad of a performer I was. I was like, I can either do 2 numbers or I can do 1. And then during the second one, I'll walk around and sell shots. And so I think I would be like 15 or 20 bucks for the tray. And then there's a potential to make like 50 bucks plus tips. So I would make more money selling alcohol than performing, which the hit.
I mean, no, but at the end of the day, Mary, a drag queen in a nightclub is nothing but a glorified alcohol salesperson. Let's be real.
Girl, Delta works at it. She's like, we're here to facilitate the sales of alcohol. It's great. You know what I love about me? Even if I have bangs, there's a brow.
What lies beneath?
Now, what about the visible head tape?
Oh, I thought that was some thick lace.
Oh, you thought it was skin. Okay. What? Okay. Burwald in Boston says, "What's your favorite performance of the tour so far?"
Oh, I loved Cleveland. I mean, it's always like love to ecstatic.
We never don't have a good time. There are some
No,
nights where we walk off stage and go like, "They're quiet tonight," but
the
it's not
casino,
like
the casino was
the
Floptina, but
Gold Coast. Gold Coast in where's it? The Gold Coast in Australia.
Brizzy,
They were
that
so
was
quiet.
outside of Brizzy. But you have to understand though, for a live performer, we're not bombing. We're not bombing because bombing is something very different. Bombing
Yeah.
is when people are not responding, they hate you, and they're actively telling you that you suck.
Yeah, versus like in a play, some people just respond by not they feel like it's almost rude to respond. So
Yeah,
they laugh internally.
sometimes they just applaud politely, which to us sounds like, oh, you fucking hate us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are these
Well,
questions? Wonder.
I have them like a little thing.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, okay. This one says, "Is filming your tour an option you've considered? I would love to see you live, but I'd love to watch it over and over again."
Um, that's a tough one.
Can I say something? I think that we put so much the podcast on Netflix. Everything is available. I think it's okay to have something that if you were there, you saw it. If you weren't, you weren't.
Always been my point of view. I love the ephemeral nature of a live event. You saw it, you didn't, whatever. And yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I was doing drag shows back way before Drag Race, the performers in my show wanted to like film it. And I was like, what? Don't you dare! Don't you
Yeah.
dare film! Like, it's not that good. I mean, this show is good, but like, I just love that you were there and you saw it or you didn't, and whatever. Yeah.
That's how I feel. It's like not everything has to be in perpetuity and for everyone. Some things can be like, in 10 years, you'll be like, "Oh, I was there for this."
Yeah.
And it's cool because not everyone was.
Well, if anybody wants to spring the 80 grand for the rights to Wind Beneath My Wings, you let me know in the chat.
Please. That's the other problem. It would just be like, on YouTube, if you use some music unlicensed, it just goes silent. So the whole show will just be us pantomiming.
Maybe we'll do like a Super 8 silent version of it, real old timey. Sell it in like a Time Life box set.
Ooh, this is a good one. How do I learn to accept compliments without, well, this is more like do we want to entertain the book questions or should we let people squirrel in their personal help situations?
Well, let's pepper them in. We have a very flavorful stew here.
Okay. How do I learn to accept compliments without, oh, this is Megan from Brisbane. How do I learn to accept compliments without feeling uncomfortable, both personally and professionally?
Oh, wait, how can you accept compliments without making people uncomfortable?
No, she herself feels uncomfortable when she's complimented, but she doesn't want to be that way. She wants to be like
Oh, it's
comfortable.
easy. But you have to accept the fact that you're wonderful to some people.
Yeah. Also, when you disagree with someone, it's like you're telling them like that
Yeah,
their opinion doesn't matter.
yeah. I stopped the sort of like false modesty thing because if someone wants to believe that I'm attractive, sexy, hot, fly, and beautiful, I'm gonna let them. And I'll just
It
say
really has nothing to do with you.
no, no.
What you think is different than what I think, but
Mm.
thank you for thinking it.
Robert on the one hand will be like, you smell like a spring rain. I say, thank you, Robert. But then Jeffrey, on the other hand, says, you smell like a big bowl of feces. And I say, you're right, but get out of here.
Right. And maybe the next person likes feces.
Exactly.
The next person, like you're doing one of those.
It's
Can I
a
say,
it's a lie.
can I say I didn't know how many people do door open butthole in the air taking loads all day. I
Oh,
didn't know about that.
welcome
I
to
didn't know. I knew
2022.
it existed, but I didn't know how many. So many.
Yeah. It's post-pandemic shenanigans. I don't I, maybe shenanigans is the wrong word, but it's oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's an open door policy on many a derriere of the gay variety,
Yeah.
especially in these parts.
Good for them.
Yeah, it's been a great for the STI clinic. They've been busier than usual.
Somebody says, Conley says, drag brunch, yes or no? Is the trend getting old?
Oof, mama, that's for me. I've never been a brunch girl. Drag in a restaurant before noon is like my version of hell.
I don't like doing brunch, but if I'm gonna go to a drag show, I'm a lot more likely to go to the brunch option. Because
Okay.
like I would rather not be like standing in a nightclub late. At
That is
least
a
if I go
very good
somewhere daytime,
That's a very good point.
you
One of the
know.
first drag shows I ever saw was at Lips. It was a dinner show with Peppermint, and she was sensational.
Oh, she's amazing. Yeah.
Sensational. Talk about an effervescent.
Yeah, and I don't consider like that they said is the trend getting old. I don't really think drag brunch is a trend. I think it is and ever forever will be.
Yeah, drag brunch is just a thing. It's like redwood trees. They're not going anywhere. Um, okay. Uh, how do? Okay. Let's see. Oh,
Hmm.
wait. Trixie, as a fellow, Courtney wants to know, um, did I just fucking, as a fellow Wisconsinite, which are your favorite and least favorite parts of the state? And Katya, what's your favorite soup? I love,
I love Milwaukee and I love where I'm from, Northeast Wisconsin. It's so beautiful. But I think Milwaukee's the tea. Milwaukee's like one of
what's so
those cities
beautiful
where
about it?
the trees, the rivers, the water, the sky, the small towns, the bars, the everything.
Nature.
It's just
Yeah.
beautiful. And then Milwaukee's like it has an art scene, it's musical, it's comedy, there's a lot of gay people, and it's super close to Chicago. So if you want to go see something there, you can. And in Milwaukee's turned, but they're not recruiting. So when people are like, I love Milwaukee, it was actually really nice. Milwaukee people are like, yeah, we know. That's why we live here.
Oh, I see.
Like there is a sense of pride that I don't think exists in a lot of cities. I don't like, especially gay people, they'll be like, I'm getting fucking out of here. Cleveland sucks. The guys here suck. And it's like, maybe you
Mama,
suck.
there's no boring places, only boring people. Catch it.
Girl, thank you. There, and by the way, there's nothing cute about complaining where you live. Bitch, you live there.
You're part of the problem. Why don't you fix it, Mary? Do you know what the secret to a wonderful party is? A joyful attitude.
Well, you know what the people really want to know? What is your favorite soup?
Well, it's a toss up. Depending on the weather, and my mood, I'd have to say tom yum soup with chicken, or maybe it's a nice butternut squash in the fall.
Oh, girl, yes. You know what I love? Oh, girl, you know what I did the other day? And this is like the person who lived paycheck to paycheck will never change in me.
Hmm.
And I eat Campbell's tomato soup, the low sodium version.
Okay.
But it is a little bland, and I like pepper. So the other day, I took the 89-cent can of soup, put some water in it, like I do. Sometimes I add milk, and I went to add black pepper, and I opened up the side that was the open, not the sprinkler. So much went in.
Four
I tried to
tablespoons of
scoop it
black
out.
pepper.
I couldn't scoop it out. Despite it was so spicy, and I ate it anyway.
Oh, right. Make a mistake, but settle for less. I
I
love
just
it.
was like, well, I'm going to force myself to eat this, and I'm going to learn the hard way.
Oh my God. I love that. Punish yourself. I love
And
that.
I kept blowing on it because it felt hot, but it was actually so much pepper that it was like it felt like boiling
The
hot.
temperature was,
Yes, it was really tough. So we all go through things,
yeah, we're growing, all of
and
us,
we're
every day.
growing.
Every day we're growing and changing and writing books.
If you could pick another drag name for each other, what would you pick? It's a good
Oh,
one.
easy. For you, Barbara, please, and I would be,
Love Barbara, please.
yeah. Or if we wanted to really do the duo thing, would be Minivan Driver and Lisa Newcar.
Love.
Yeah.
For you, the Lovely Bones. The
Would
Lovely
it be
Bones.
V though? THEE? The Lovely Bones.
Could you imagine? She's my baby sister. She's your baby sister. She's everybody's baby sister. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. The 10 dancing toes, the elusive, the innocence of beauty,
The
the Lovely
innocence of beauty.
Bones.
Yeah. Oh my God. The architect of deception, the Lovely Bones. Yeah.
The Lovely Bones. I love
Yeah.
that for you. Let's see.
Um,
What is the best book you've read this year?
oh,
I think we know it's Watchmen. Okay.
we do. I think we all know that.
I think we all know.
Yeah.
I told you earlier, I was reading it the other night, and I was reading the chapter, the Watchmaker chapter, where they talk about Dr. Manhattan, and they tell it in his past, present, and future, all overlapping with like history repeating itself of him being human, him getting killed, and him being in the future. And it was just so beautiful, and I was just like crying. I don't know. Here we are.
I love. Listen, literature is art moves us. It moves us.
It
It
moves us.
really.
What's your favorite last book you read?
I'd probably a toss up between Our Bodies, Ourselves, and What to Expect When You're Expecting.
Our next book, What to Expect When You're Not Expecting, and it's a
Wow.
guide to a childless life.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be a pamphlet. It's because it's fun, food, and fellowship, honey.
Ooh!
Food and free time. Oh, baby.
Okay,
Oh,
let's see.
shoot.
Let's see. Okay. God, there's so many intense questions. Um, geez. Geez. Oh, geez.
Have you
Okay, this
watched
is a
Dune
good one.
yet? Yes, you did.
Is there anywhere in the world you haven't been to that you want to go?
Oh, lovely question. Africa, Mary. Africa.
I am with you. I think
I'm
Africa is
dying.
so turned.
I mean, it's just outrageous. I was reading about I think it's Mozambique or no, Madagascar, the island off of the southeastern part of Africa.
Oh
And
yeah.
they got a huge mountain range, tropical climate on one side, desert on the other. That's wild.
Yeah, I would love to go there. And I've never been to Asia at all. And so like that's
Never.
still never been Asia, period. So I would love to go to Singapore or China or something.
Yes. Yeah. Some places you got to watch out for. They're a little strict with their policies around certain behaviors and stuff, you know.
Well, you also have me afraid of the heat.
Oh, mama. I don't know how the
You
people. I
said
don't know how
Singapore was
Singapore
really humid.
do it. Singapore, that is just. It's like the sauna every day, all the time. It's
Oh, this
wild.
is a good question for you. Mary San Miguel says, would you ever consider doing a tarot card reading professionally?
Absolutely not. You know why? Because that is true, straight up charlatanry.
If you ever do if you ever do what is it, cameos again, you should just do one card for people in their cameo.
I have done that, yeah. As long as people are are very understanding of the fact that it's for entertainment purposes only, because my skills at reading are, how shall we say, horrible.
Well, who's to say your intuition into what's
Well,
going on in someone's life is better or worse than someone else's?
a woman's intuition, oh, it never lies. But there is an actual mythology towards the imagery of the cards. However, I do just think that my innate compass is always a much more reliable, provides a more reliable direction for people.
Well, I was watching this show on Netflix, this new show called 28 Days In or something like that. And it's people living in haunted houses for 28 days. And they're teams of paranormal investigators. Don't make faces.
Mama,
And this one woman said, she's like, I'm not a psychic. I'm not a medium. I consider myself a sensitive.
okay, that is fair because that's
But
fair.
we're all a little clairvoyant because we all have memory.
Well, you're psychic, so
Oh, I'm
let's just get
psychic.
that out of the bag. Of
But I think we're all a little psychic because we all have memory of what has happened and we can use that to predict what will happen. And
course.
we all detect things like people's body language or like you can also read people. Like we're all a little psychic.
Well, here's the tea about that. Reading people is just that. There's no magic to it. It's just careful, very, very astute observations based on everything. Street smarts is what you'd call it. I went into a psychic shop in New York, and this bitch, she read me the house down, and then I left, and I was like, oh, think about it. People who are walking into a psychic shop, not exactly the most. Let's just say they might be a little vulnerable, a little open to
Well, that's what I
suggestion.
mean. Like, and you're also entering that scenario because you are open to whatever they're gonna say.
Some might say gullible, others might say open-minded.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
However, I did predict that woman had
But
a
you are
son.
straight up psychic, though. You're not. Let's not.
Psychic powers.
Yeah,
Psychic powers.
yeah.
Psychic powers.
The problem I have is when it turns into a hard grift. You
It's
know,
not a grift. And I've predicted people's deaths before. Shh.
you have, but you're not charging for it. Call me when that starts happening.
No, I'm doing it for free. But when I charge people babies being born, I walk through the grocery store and I'm looking at my tomato soup from Campbell's low sodium. And then if I walk by someone who I think might be pregnant, I just go, pregnant. And then they are either believe me or they
Are in denial.
they're in denial. And you know what?
Yeah.
They might be celibate and a virgin, and if I scream pregnant, it's happening.
Mama, that happened to Mary. It could happen to you.
Absolutely. Would you like another question?
I would love that. I
Okay,
would.
this is great. How do working girls, okay, this is Lindsay in Middleton. Lindsay, this is a great question. How do working girls navigate embarrassing bathroom situations? For example, clogging the toilet or not having a plunger, or
Okay,
shirting in the office without a change of clothes?
okay, this could not be more apropos. First day at Dorothy's boutique, first day, I used the bathroom. It's busy. I'm there because we're short staffed. I'm already stressed out because I don't know where anything is. I go and ooh, nature's calling. She's hollering, and I have to do number two. And guess what? She does not flush. And not only that, she overflows. She overflows the bathroom.
No. So what did you do? What went through your head when you immediately like realized what was going on?
Okay, so I'm thinking, so I check the window. I can't jump out the window because that is the first thing that occurs to me. Jump out the window, just go, never come back. I would have broken both legs. So I thought, okay, maybe I can just leave through the front door. Not going to happen. So I got a bunch of paper towels, and I'm going to say something that is really gross. I had to manually fondle via paper towel the poop and put it into a trash bag. Many
You know
times.
what? I would say that wow, my new employee is very resourceful.
Well, your new employee is has been in the bathroom for 25 minutes and it's starting to smell like shit. I wonder if we should fire them. That's what I'd be
Yeah,
thinking.
well, maybe they're like, you know what? We'll just ask them to take slightly smaller poops,
Yeah.
and I think that's reasonable.
I'm just grateful that it was so busy that the owner didn't come back and see me gobbling up the poop because that would have been very
Yeah, it
embarrassing.
wasn't a plastic bag; it was a doggy bag to take home and eat later.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, but
Oh,
that happened. It was horrible. It
this
was
is a good
so
one.
embarrassing.
Okay, Alex from Joondalup, Western Australia.
Hmm.
Any tips for a business mogul with prostitution nails? Now, I'm assuming that means longer, but I think you can prostitute with any nails.
That's certainly true. Let's assume they're long, over 2 inches long.
Well, I think, well, in my experience, when you talk to anyone with very long nails and you're comfortable enough to go like, was it hard at first? They usually say, I don't even remember because I've had
Yeah.
them so long, and now they're just my hands.
They're your
Like they
hands. Yeah.
talk like it's their hands.
Yeah.
Michelle, those are her hands. Michelle Visage.
Also, if they're like, because we don't, when they're applied via acrylics, they are an extension of your fingers. It's more mobility and dexterity than without.
Absolutely, Oprah. You know, oh, Amanda Panda, great. I hope that's your real name. I love that so much. How to handle sexual harassment from boss, coworker, and a client. You know, that's something in the book that we actually did not joke about purposely
No,
because if
it's
anything,
not.
we've satirized using your beauty and feminine wiles to get what you want. But truthfully, that is
Oh,
an
can I tell
avenue
you
that,
something? I'm not sure that I've ever told you this. It's quite possible, but maybe not in a while. While I was working at that same Dorothy's place, a man came in and wanted to buy some lingerie, a businessman, because it was his, I thought it was for his girlfriend or wife, whatever, but it clearly became evident that it was for him. Great. I'm very discreet, very polite. Um, but he wanted to put it on. So I let him use the dressing room, but then he wanted to use the bathroom. So he called me back and asked if I could hook his garters for him. And I
oh,
did. And then he
but
asked me if I wanted to receive a BJ from him.
see, okay, this is what's wrong with this scenario. Obviously, it's inappropriate, but he had you help. This is what I don't like about that. He had you helping him, but it was sexual for him. And
Yeah.
he asked the first part of it, he had you doing because it's in your job title,
Yeah.
but he was boning out for it. And
He was,
that's
yeah, he was
really
eroticizing my labor. And
that when I worked at Mac, there was that girl. She would get her makeup done, and her boyfriend would come watch. And while she would get her makeup done, they would spend a lot of money, and
he would what?
he would watch. Now she got her makeup done. He'd be like, "Do you like that? Do you like all that makeup? Did you feel hot?" He was turned on by her being like made up.
In the process of it,
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't like jerking off, but you could tell the questions he was asking. He was sort of like, Oh, you like how that makes you look, don't you?
Yeah,
Like,
you like that lower liner. You like that waterline all smoked out with feline MAC pencil.
yeah, it was like it wasn't my client, but looking back, it was like I
I mean,
don't I don't think we were sure, and so I don't regret that we didn't like kick these people out of the mall. But looking back, I'm like, people are really it's really inappropriate.
I think there's just no end or limit to the amount of creepiness that a man can exhibit in every situation of life. I think that's the
Yeah.
key.
However, in the book, when we talk about using a push-up bra and a pair of shoes to get a raise, we fucking mean it.
That's different.
Get that money, bitch.
That's different.
Um, oh, let's see. I mean, there's so many good questions. You guys ask really intense questions. Um,
What is the capital of Romania? Bucharest. Oh wait. Oh, what is your favorite perfume at the moment? I know that's stupid, but I love that question.
I do too. Okay,
What is
out
it?
of drag, I love boy smells. It's called I think it's called Woodphoria. It's like a very woodsy, masculine, spooky smell. But in drag,
Boogie.
I wear what is it? Marc Jacobs Perfect pretty much every day. It's a little bottle, and the top of the bottle has a bunch of little toys and baubles all over it. So good.
Cool.
What do you wear?
Awesome. I love right now I'm really into Fougère d'Argent by Tom Ford out of drag, and then in drag it's my good old classique Atkinson's Oud Save the Queen. I've never gotten so many compliments on a fragrance before. That one in drag.
I
Love it.
like a lot of perfume, especially in drag.
Oh, a lot.
And
Just
I love when real women wear a lot of perfume.
I love when everybody wears a lot of perfume. I love it when
Yeah.
I can smell somebody coming or I know that they've been here but 10 minutes ago. It's awesome.
I dated this guy Pedro in right after college, and he was one of those guys who dressed up all the time, like slacks every day, dress shoes every day, and he always smelled dipped in cologne. And I remember thinking it was so fucking hot. He always looked like he got a haircut this morning, then showered, then dumped himself in cologne, and I loved it.
You're describing half of the guys that I had sex with in drag in Boston, and let me tell you, the hygiene was next level, Tina.
Yeah.
It was.
Ironically, now I like dirty men.
See, what is with that? Gay men are always up in this like dirty, nasty. Like I haven't worn not even cologne, but deodorant since like 2002. What's that? What's that
No,
all
I
about?
don't like that. I like you showered, but like in the last 24 hours, but not like 30 minutes ago.
Oh, mama, I got to be. If I'm trying to do sex, I still got to be wet. This body is a junkyard. It's got to be freshly like power washed. It's so. Oof.
I don't know.
Let's see what other questions we got. Um. Oh, prostitution.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
If Cher gave a review for this book, what would she say?
5 stars, bitch. I didn't read a goddamn word of it, but I loved it. Oh, and let me tell you, I'm a working girl myself.
Thank
Do
you,
you think
Cher.
you think Cher ever had a day job?
I mean, you don't count being an entertainer as a day job. You mean like
No,
a
I
third?
just think I think of her so young and so famous. I wonder if she like worked at a bookstore or like, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. That's a
And
great
also, when
question.
you look like Cher, can you work anywhere, or is it just like distracting?
I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer worked as a waitress.
She
Oh, maybe
did.
she didn't. No, I don't know. I just made that up.
Ooh, God, let's see. What for each of you, what would you say was a pivotal moment in your professional career? The big whoa, I did this.
Well, that was the New York Times bestseller the first time. That was a big moment. That was a
That was
big.
a really big deal. That was a
Um,
really big deal. And it was honestly, I was very unexpected. I just didn't I thought that wouldn't happen.
yeah. I know I've talked about it ad nauseum, but one of the biggest thing was like getting to be on set with Judy Greer and Michael Shannon. I still can't believe that happened. I still can't believe it.
It absolutely happened. Were you scared? But I mean, were you scared? Were you like there? I'm gonna be honest. I would have been like, these are real actors, and I'm gonna get
No,
found out today.
I was this so it was the perfect mixture of ignorance and I think well a lot of ignorance, but you know how it's like you don't want to know. If I had done my research, I would have peed my pants. Let's just say that about them. Like I knew the script and everything, but like I just did not fully understand the depth and talent of the people that I was allowed to be on set with. I would have felt like a fraud and I would have not showed up.
I mean, I think that's part of the benefit of being mostly out of the loop about who anyone is. It's nice to not necessarily be disarmed by someone's fame because, like,
Yeah.
I never know.
And also, there's just two of them. I mean, it's like, also, they're so
That's
nice.
the thing. It was like one-on-one scenes.
Crazy. I still can't believe they let me do it. And I was so wild during the auditions. But I mean, it's like, who else is going to read for this? Like a Russian, like transvestite.
Did you like your outfits they put you in?
I loved them.
You
I loved
did.
them. I thought they were really well done. And I got to smoke those fake cigarettes. And it was
Were you
so,
like, just give me the real deal?
yes, but that's against the law.
Oh, it is. Oh, interesting.
Well, because,
But can it be good for your lungs to smoke fake cigarettes?
yeah, it's like a herbal tincture that has a lot of I don't know, probably
Oh, so
not.
it's probably more like incense, like that doesn't hurt
It
you.
is, it's very
Does
unsatisfying.
it taste this? Does it feel the same?
No.
No, it's
No, but I
weird.
think they burn much slower for continuity. Yeah.
Oh, do you love in The Shining? Do you love Shelley Duvall's ash? This long cigarette ash?
I it's like the suspense and the tension gives me like, ooh, I love that. That's my Marvel movie. Long cigarette ash.
That's your superpower.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally. The ash never falls.
I would
Oh,
say for me it was I don't even know.
we have
Everything
so
always feels also
it's
but everything always feels crazy. I'm not saying I didn't dream big, but I didn't sit home and go, I'm gonna be on television or like I'm gonna
yeah,
have a motel. Like I didn't think of any of those things. Everything always feels crazy.
yeah.
And I feel like in LA, everyone's always like, I fucking knew. I always knew. I
No,
didn't know.
no, I didn't
I'm still
either.
not sure.
Yeah, I think actually one of the most special moments of my life was when I was walking down the street and RuPaul gave me the finger from the window of a restaurant. That was like, and that was just
That's
me. It was like something just for me. Like I was like,
it was a
great.
private moment, a private
Yeah,
public moment.
there's so few of those these days, with our phones and everything.
Remember that time you were making out with that guy? You were on his lap. We were on tour, and
Which
I
time?
said something about like, let's go home. And you were like, I'm trying to have a private public moment here. It was so funny. I'm trying to have a private public moment. What does
Well,
that
listen,
mean?
you know what?
I'm trying to have a private moment in public.
Thank you. He's like he threatened to kill me in public. Why would he want to kill you in public? I think he threatened in public to kill her.
Oh, I love that.
Um, well, speaking of public and private, boundaries are real important of part of working. And in order to learn how to declare and establish boundaries for you and your employer, why don't you pick up a copy of this fabulous book called Working Girls?
We really talk about everything. I mean, we talk about all kinds of, by the way, we talk about jobs that maybe some people don't think are legitimate, scamming, you know.
Doctors, lawyers,
Yeah.
judges, all these sort of jobs, but they're real and, it could be you one day. Plus, there's a really great graph about fecal infestation in the office environment throughout the ages. You know, talking about real versus not real, that is very real.
One of my
And,
favorite parts of this book, honestly, there's a chapter where we do a rundown of like the day from like 7 a.m. to midnight of a real girl boss.
yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
it's so crazy.
Yeah. A lot of jade eggs and oolong tea, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, a lot of celebrity shout outs. A lot of celebrity shout outs.
Yes. And no celebrity endorsements. Funny enough, though, we did make some calls. Nobody picked up.
Nobody wanted to just send us cash.
Probably because they didn't want to be associated with this much hot, rated X sex appeal.
By the way, that's a joke, but you know how fast a drag room can turn into exactly that.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
When I put on one outfit and one wig, you would think that I went through the closet and threw everything on the floor.
You would think that you were searching for you had like 20 minutes to search for the Hope Diamond in a junkyard. Yeah. Wild.
Oh my God.
Well, please listen, go to premier collectibles.com/working to get a signed copy. You can snatch up a signed copy and you can even resell it if you want because it is sure to go up in value.
You know what? Just get it for someone for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever. Like
The holidays are coming up, guys.
everybody has their work friend, their work wife, their work bestie. Get this for your
Yeah.
work wife or bestie, and it's signed. So, and like I said, we not only wrote it, but sat down and signed all of them.
And I even peed on it a little bit or used it as a squatty potty.
Yes,
Look at
yes,
it.
yes.
You can cut the pages out and frame them and put them on your wall. or you can, I mean, there's so much you can do with a book these days. It's not just for reading.
I know this one's it's substantial. It's a coffee table book. When the trade comes over, they'll be like, "Oh my God, you are in touch with real people."
Wow, you're knowledgeable, wonderful, and most importantly, beautiful.
There is a really sexy picture of you in here, though.
Oh, just one?
Just one. This one is amazing.
I know. I pushed real hard to have that be the cover, but
with me not even on it, I fucking wish.
No, you're gonna be the head inside the crotch. You're gonna be the pussy.
Oh.
There was lighting. There was lighting issue. Well, that is. Oh yeah. Who is
Something
she?
about this Tasha Davis wig.
What does she know?
What does she know? Not very little.
Very little. That's why she's getting fired next week.
Oh yes. Well, thank you all for joining us here. And we wouldn't write these books if you guys wouldn't read it. So it's a two-part relationship. Yeah. Now it's entirely in your hands.
Yeah, we've done our part. Now it's your responsibility. And just like with the movie Bros, if this flops, we might all be going to Amber. Yeah.
We're blaming everyone.
Yes. So thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Happy reading.
Yes. Go to premiercollectibles.com/working and get yourself a signed copy. And remember, and when you're holding it, just know that I signed it during the movie Halloween Ends.
Yes. And if you're wondering what that smell is, I think you know.
Okay, goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.
Hey, this is John Acuff, New York Times best-selling author of 7 books and someone who's done a live signing. If you like the one you just watched, make sure you check out our YouTube channel. It's full of amazing authors having great conversations and signing books for viewers just like you. So make sure you subscribe, and thanks for watching today.